Well, we are here in Atlanta at the Vintage Factory. Going to show you some behind the scenes and show you what we've been up to. We've been pretty busy. So let's go ahead and flip this around and give you some updates here. And I love feedback that we've gotten from doing the live broadcast so they can see where their vehicle is at in the process. Not that our concierge doesn't already update them, but to be able to do it live in a video with everybody watching is pretty cool. So I'm going to show you. We'll go in order today. So, all right, so here we go. And by the way, these are not restorations. They're not old cars. They're not even restaurants. We used to build restaurants. We used to build restoration, but our customers, they wanted more. They wanted something they can drive every day with their family, on the freeway, on a road trip, in the rain, modern safety features, modern technology, and not have to worry about anything. So what you're looking at here is the finest, nicest, classic-inspired luxury vehicle, inspired by the old relics of the past, but you don't have old car problems. It doesn't break down, doesn't leak, it doesn't smell bad, it doesn't drive like an old car. And the luxury and the details I will walk you through. This one right here is our diamond blue build. It's got a Wimbledon white roll bar, Wimbledon white on the grille. This is Jenny's build. And Jenny is, hey Ken, how are you? Jenny is gonna go with a stone gray woven tuxedo. Cannot wait to see this. We haven't done this color combination yet. Jenny, if you're watching, this is an absolutely beautiful color. 1960s paint color from the past. Eric, what's going on, man? How are you? It really is this kind of like very, very light blue hint. It's like white with a hint of blue, and in the sun it's even lighter. And it's a 1960s paint color, but you have all of the benefits of today's technology, engineering, design, and modern safety features. And the real key here is underneath this beautiful body, which is brand new American-made Detroit steel, is a modern 2025 chassis. It's wider, longer than the old cars of the 60s and 70s. It has modern suspension, and the biggest difference, safety features. Crumple zones, side impact beams, traction control, anti-lock brakes, roll sensor, stability control, and the number one thing, airbags. We've got 6 of them. So I am very, very excited for you, Jenny. You're gonna watch this beautiful diamond blue truck move down the assembly line. After today, it'll go through inspection. And once those inspections are complete and it's 100%, we'll then move that vehicle into Station 2. And the way we do all of our builds is using standard operating procedures, a literal instruction step for every single step within the steps, broken down pictures and tools and specs, including torque spec. And what that allows us to do is consistently build on time with quality. And that is our goal. It is perfection, cosmetically, mechanically, and on time. You don't want the truck to be on time with flaws, and you don't want it to be perfect and late. And so, because we build using takt time, T-A-K-T, it breaks down every step of the entire process. We know exactly how many business days there are, how many hours are in a working day, how long each station should take, how long each step should take, and then we monitor and we record all of that data. We're looking for on-time completion with perfection. And this right here is GT Silver. This is going to our partner Luxury Auto Collection out in Scottsdale, and they have picked GT Silver with a raven black grille, vintage stripes, and a Cabernet leather interior with woven tuxedo inserts. Damn, this is really, really nice. And previously, Luxury Auto Collection had a GT Silver with a red interior, similar but different color grille, and that went out to Bella Hadid, Gigi Hadid's sister. We built her sister a boxwood green one too. So these are some of the most beautiful, unique, rare, yet you don't have to worry about the problems. And the thing about old classic cars is that they look good, but the reality of driving one and living with it and the pain and the problems and the way it drives, for most people at this price point, they don't like it. And so the evolution of making old cars new has changed a lot in the last 10 years, 20 years. It used to be that old numbers matching, all original, back to the glory days of 1960s was what people wanted. Those are purists. Grew up in a time where they wrenched with their great grandpa or uncle or dad in the garage, and then those guys aged out, and then resto mods, modern restoration, modified restoration became a thing. And it's because the people who now could afford these vehicles, they didn't want a carburetor, they didn't want the old school, all original numbers matching. It wasn't important to them because they grew up at a time where modern technology, modern reliability, modern car driving had spoiled all of us. We're all today too spoiled by modern day engineering to go back into time. And so resto mods became a big thing. And so we went from restoration, quickly found out that they look nice but they don't drive well, and evolved in this building, in this factory, to resto mod, built beautiful resto mods, and I'll even show you one of them over there. And then after building a couple hundred of those, our clients' feedback along the way was, can you make it drive better? Can you make it safer? Can you add safety features? And we tried everything we could, and we made it better, but at the end of the day, it could never be a modern vehicle. A resto mod restoration can never be a modern vehicle due to constraints around geometry, too narrow of track width, and too short of a wheelbase. And this is true for old Land Rover Defenders, D90s, if you like those. FJ40 Land Cruiser, same problem, too short. Old Jeeps, old Suzuki Samurai, old Jimmys, also old Broncos, and anything that is short wheelbase. Over the last 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years, the cars got wider and they got longer for a reason. They drive better. And so even if we did make that better, which we did through our partners in engineering, we made it drive as good as it could. But at the end of the day, it could not drive like a modern vehicle. And the number one thing that our customers asked for that we could not give them were safety features. Because when you have kids and family and wife and people want to actually drive the car, not just like display or show it or park in their garage, the modern safety features matter. And no vehicle of a restoration resto mod can be retrofitted with modern safety features. And so instead of trying to make an old car more modern, like everybody else was doing, we decided to take a modern car chassis and build a vintage-inspired vehicle on top of it, giving you the best of both worlds. Now you have the classic design, but you don't have to worry about it driving loose, brakes not working, leaking, smelling like gas. And the number one thing you don't have to worry about is whether you have kids or not, or grandkids, you drive the car, you get in an accident, you're going to have the 2025 technology, safety features, and all the electronics that keep you out of trouble, like pre-collision assist, backup camera, lane keep assist, and all the things that you don't think about that you're going to need, God forbid, things hit the fan. And we went through FMVSS certification as well. I'll show you. And we crash tested the car as well, front, side, and rear. Almost no aftermarket company has gone to this length. And so when we say fully modernized, we mean 2025 chassis, 2025 driving characteristics, 2025 technology, and modern safety features of 2025, FMVSS compliant, passes emissions, and crash tested. And even the body, which looks classic, is not actually a remake or a replica of the old one. The old one was too short and too narrow. So what we did was we took a classic-inspired approach, built it on a 2025 chassis, using brand new American-made Detroit steel. And the details on this vehicle, I can assure you, at this price point, will exceed your expectations. Because when we went out to engineer and design this truck, we didn't cut any corners. In fact, it was our goal to blow away our customers. And we know what our customers drive. We know you have $250,000, $300,000, $500,000 cars. Some of our customers have $5 million cars. How do you meet a standard that's so high? And what we did was we reverse engineered perfection. Specifications for every single thing we do, including lines and gaps, specifications and torque spec for every part of the assembly, layered audits and quality checks by our quality team at every station, not at the end, standard operating procedures right here, all data-driven, all documented, and then we were relentless about people, process, and parts. And by the way, it starts with parts. If you don't have quality parts, then you actually can't build a quality vehicle. So this is a brand new body made out of 100% Detroit steel, and the lines and the gaps and the way it's all assembled, when you get it, over 250 delivered of this version, and our customers love the vehicle. And there's no compromises. By the way, it's not cheap. It's a $250,000 base price, but we take that very seriously because we know that's a lot of money. And so the precision and the care and the detail that goes into every single step, start to finish, including after delivery and service, is everything you'd expect at a $250,000 price point, because nobody needs a mediocre quality product or experience at this price point. So I'll continue to walk you through so you can see how it goes from Jenny's Diamond Blue over here to Luxury Auto Collection's GT Silver to this Raven Black truck that's now in Station 3. And every day we have our quality team come in, they do a full audit. If it's 100%, then we move it forward. So this Raven Black truck right here is Kyle's, and Kyle did Raven Black, all blacked out, black trim, black wheels. On the inside, he did a cognac interior with diamond stitching. This one recently that we built in a similar configuration went viral. Really, really nice touch. And Kyle, you're gonna watch this go from Station 3, where we get it roadworthy. We do our diagnostics, make sure fluids are good. We fire it up for the first time, and then we take it to our alignment rack. We'll put test miles on it, listen for any squeaks, leaks, rattles, and even water test it as well. All of the testing that we do is documented, and then we go and take that truck into our inspection tunnel. So I'll come over here. So Kyle, excellent spec. That's just a temporary top, but you'll see that truck in the inspection tunnel the next business day or two. I say business day or two because the next step is test miles, and then it'll come through here. Every day they move forward. If it's a business day, we walk in here, we start a new one, we ship a new one, and somebody, one lucky person on this planet Earth, because we ship worldwide, gets to have one of these modern classics. So we're pretty excited about the progress that we've made, because it allows us to not only build quality, but it's on time too, which is really rare. In some cases early, pretty impressive. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look here. This right here is bold orange. And this beautiful bold orange truck just got done with test miles. And this one has a really cool stripe. We did one not too long ago for the founder of HubSpot. He wanted to match the logo of his company. And this one right here, slightly different. It's got the vintage heritage stripe, and check out the wheels. Retro steelies. They look like 1960s wheels, but they're not 15-inch, they're 17. They're not heavy steel, and they are 17-inch forged aluminum wheels. They look old, they're brand new. We manufacture those. They're really nice. And this build right here, I absolutely love the color combination. Creamsicle vibes, Wimbledon white on the soft top, and worn glove for the interior. Look at that stripe. So this is going to go through another round of inspections, and every single item on the vehicle is looked at and documented, and that allows us to get better and better and better. You have to do scale with process to be able to achieve the level of quality that we have today. If you just build 1 or 2 or 5 or 10, it's just not enough, right? And so that allows us to really dial it in, and after every single build, we nitpick what we could have done better. People, process, parts, and we just do it over and over and over again. And the team behind the scenes, they do an incredible job. They are amazing, and I'm gonna show some of them off to you today. But how beautiful is this? This right here, I'm not even an orange fan, but man, I think that this truck here, when Kyle gets it, it is going to exceed his expectations, and if he doesn't want it, I'm going to take it. I'm just kidding. Nobody ever does that. I'm sorry, not Kyle. This is misspoke. Kyle's is that one, and this bold orange is for a different client. Okay, let's see here. Orlando. This is Orlando's truck. So Orlando is going to be taking delivery of this very soon. So it goes from inspection to our punch list to final detail and final inspection. And this right here, Joelle, your dark moss badass truck, in her words, is in the punch station. It completed inspection, and anything that is not 100% perfect, we will not move it forward. And so I love the color on this. You've been watching this get built over the last week, and it is going through the punch list. And here's a look at the grille, Wimbledon white, chrome trim. She went with the vintage stripes with no red. Check that out. Only white, matching the grille, chrome trim, ball glove interior, matching dash, tan soft top in safari mode. Yes, the top zips up completely and it is waterproof. You could drive it in the rain every day if you wanted to. Old classic car, you're not gonna drive in the rain for two reasons. Number one, it's gonna leak inside. I guarantee you, if you drive an old classic car, it's going to, in torrential downpour, it's gonna get wet. And number two, you don't have traction control and anti-lock brakes. So what are you gonna do? Drive a car in the rain that's gonna slide and spin? Probably not something you want, right? So modern technology, modern engineering, these are the safety features that make the car drivable. And for 250 grand, I think Joelle wants to drive it. So this will move into final detail, and you'll see it on our photo shoot and reels, and we'll post that shortly here, so look out for that. Really cannot wait to get this in your hands, and this is Joelle's 20th anniversary present. Doing a lot of presents lately. Some surprise, some are not. Birthday, graduation, retirement, IPO, merger, acquisition, or just because you're awesome. So Joelle, happy anniversary, and really excited to have this beautiful dark moss truck in your garage. It's an absolute piece of art, just gorgeous. Roush Performance Package, shout out to our Roush partners out in Detroit. Very, very well-known high-end company, and they do an excellent job. And with the intake exhaust tune, you're getting a 2025 drivetrain. Yes, it is significantly more reliable than 1960s engine, despite what some people think. Just not the case. All under our own warranty. Bumper to bumper, white glove, anything pops up after delivery and we can't handle it remotely, we have our own certified traveling technicians that work for us full time, and they will come to you. You don't have to go anywhere. In your driveway, they take care of it. They're our full-time people. They know the vehicle inside and out, and they're going to come to you very quickly. We don't want to wait on those things because we don't think for 250 grand you should have to go anywhere if there's a warranty issue, which is rare, by the way, because we're building it on a 2025 platform. And you shouldn't have to wait, right? And you shouldn't have to pay anything. So pretty simple, right? Move fast, single point of contact. If anything comes up, we come to you. Cost is zero. That's how it should be. For 250 grand, that's what I'd expect from Ferrari, Lamborghini, Aston Martin, but it doesn't happen. With them, great companies, great brands, but you have to call some service center. They probably don't know you. You have to wait to get it in, probably a couple weeks. You have to bring the car to them, and then at the end, they may or may not cover everything. That's not how we do it. So all these people pouring their blood, sweat, and tears into each one of these, they want it to be perfect. They don't want anything to pop up. And when it does, they're not happy. So that's just how we do things. Very, very different here. Okay, this truck, which I really love, is the one that I call Storm Trooper. If you're a Star Wars fan, it is Wimbledon white, but unlike the other ones, this one's different. Never done this color combination before. It has Wimbledon white trim on Wimbledon white. You can see the headlight rings, the bumpers, the hinges. So it's all whited out. The grille is raven black, the top is matching black, and the wheels are also Wimbledon white. And so this truck right here is an absolute stunner. You'll see it coming a mile away. And this truck right here is in final detail. And after final detail, we then move into final inspection. And that is where the rubber meets the road. And our leads from engineering, operations, quality, and production come together and scrutinize again every single detail, top to bottom, inside and out, and score everything. And once we get management sign-off, we don't ship a vehicle without management sign-off, then it gets into final prep, and then we'll ship it, and they go all over the world. Just shipped one the other day to Germany, pretty cool, and Dubai, and all over the country as well. And I'll give you some updates on that as well. So this one right here is Tina and Tommy's build. Tina and Tommy, if you've been watching the lives, so excited for you. Great call on the spec. Look at this thing. You will, I don't know what you have in your garage, but I can tell you that this thing right here, you will look forward to every single drive. And if you have kids or grandkids, I guarantee you, because I already know, no matter what it is you have in your garage, even more expensive cars than 250 grand, it doesn't matter. This will become one of their favorite cars. They'll beg you to drive it, especially if it's nice out. But here's what's cool about it. Even if it isn't nice out, you can still drive it. You could daily drive it. A lot of our customers never intend to daily drive their modern classic truck that we build. But once they get in it and they sit in it and they drive it, they're like, huh, you could drive this every day if you wanted to. And every single time you drive it, it's actually an experience. And the reason why I say that, go read the reviews. Go Google vintage modern reviews, formerly vintage Broncos. And you're gonna find the reviews from real customers. They're gonna tell you what the fit and finish, the craftsmanship, the service, the journey of start to finish is like. And what they're gonna tell you too is the way it drives, it is definitely not like an old truck. Most people who own classic cars don't drive them very often. Let's just kind of disregard reliability for a minute, okay? Let's say classic cars were reliable, which they're not, because the technology is 50, 60 years old. Even if it didn't have reliability issues, the way a 50, 60-year-old truck drives, even if it's restored, even if it's got modern suspension, it will never drive like a 2025. And if you're used to a Range Rover or a G-Wagon, and you're used to luxury, it's hard to live with. And therefore, our customers, they buy these because they want to drive it with their kids. And they want to be able to take it, you know, on a road trip or to their lake house or to the beach. And so it's those kinds of expectations that drove us to go from restoration to Restomod to a fully modernized vehicle built on a 2025 chassis. Because if you just want to look at it, then it doesn't really matter how you build it, right? Just make it look nice, stick it in the garage, you're all good. If you actually want to drive it, you're gonna want, especially if your expectations are high, for it to be a modern vehicle. And so we got Brian over here. I love it when he does this. He's got his little paintbrush and he's going through every nook and cranny to ensure that when our leads from all the departments come together today to do the final inspection on Tina and Tommy's truck, that it's 100% perfect. And there's Bryce right here, one of our master detailers, does such a great job. It's all in the details. Brian, how are you?
Great, sir. How about you?
Good, doing well. What do you think of this one?
Some in-depth cleaning right now.
Yeah?
Very in-depth. Going through all the nooks and crannies right now with the paintbrush.
Okay.
So yeah, it's super tedious, but love doing this stuff for the customer. They're never gonna see it, but you never know when that chance is, you know, that opportunity will seize itself.
You got it. I love it when you have the paintbrush. It just cracks me up, man.
Absolutely, man. I love using it. It's probably my favorite thing to use.
Really?
Absolutely.
Okay. And what do you think of the color combination? First time we've done all white, Wimbledon white, white trim, white wheels, and a black grille. I call it Stormtrooper.
I was just about to say the same thing. Yeah, it looks like a Stormtrooper. I mean, the headlight ring bezels, it's very unique. On the black grille, it looks very good. Warm ball glove interior, correct?
Warm glove.
Mm-hmm. Warm glove. Yeah. I mean, this is amazing. It's a very unique one. I like the black soft top and everything. All the accents just go really good with it. I love the door handles, the mirrors, everything. I mean, it's awesome. Awesome combination.
What's your prediction on the quality score for detail today?
0. Absolutely.
Zero perfections?
Yes, sir.
All right, you got Perfection. It. And are we on time? Are we late? Or are we
always
late?
On time? Always on time.
I love it, man.
Always on time.
On time and perfect.
Yes, sir.
Keep up the good work,
Absolutely.
man. Appreciate you.
Thank you, too.
Yep. Brian, awesome detailer, but just a great human being too. And that, to me, is the secret sauce. You can get parts, and you can get bodies, and you can get some process, although I think a lot of shops don't have the level of process that we do. You can challenge me on it and show it. But at the end of the day, the passion behind all of this is our unfair advantage, because the people, when it's a hand-built vehicle, matter a lot. This is not automation, this is not robotics, it's people. So when you have a hand-built anything, it could be a home, it could be a boat, it could be a vehicle, you want to know that those people love what they're doing. Because if you have good parts and you have process, but your people are there to just check a box, I can tell you, you're not going to get the same result. And as the founder of this company, I started this company purely out of passion. And I started it because I loved cars so much. and I bought an old car, several old cars, Land Cruiser, FJ40, old Land Rover Defenders, old H1 Hummer, old Broncos, two-door G-Wagons from Europe, and I just loved the old look. But what I loved was the look. I did not love the way it drove. I did not love the leaks and squeaks and rattles and problems. And my wife, but me too, I didn't like that it didn't have safety features. And the safety features matter because most of our customers have either kids or grandkids, or they want to survive if they get in a crash, because your modern car, I assure you, has modern safety features. And so these are all the things that led us down this path, but it all started with passion. And if you don't have passion for what it is you do, anything, look at Bryce over here. You don't have passion, you don't actually care and love the challenge of making something perfect, you will hate this. Because we're gonna say, nope, not good enough, nope, not good enough. And the only people that we even allow in the building are people who share that same passion. And then we give them tools, and we built an excellent team, and they work together, and they really, really care. And I'm so proud of them, because this is not easy to do. And maybe we make it look easy, but all of this right here is blood, sweat, and tears from an amazing group of people who are all driven by passion. There's Bryce. What's going on, Bryce? Doing good, doing good. He's super focused here. And what I love about the work that these guys do, and you can ask any of them, is that I know the client won't see that. We could easily not do that. I know the client won't see it, but it doesn't matter, because we can see it, and we want it to be perfect. And if you set your bar and your expectations above the client's expectations, then you're going to win. And if you don't, you're going to hear about it. And I'm not interested in shipping a $250,000 car and disappointing people, because I didn't start this to make money. I started it because I loved it. And I'm a car fanatic. And I've had over 50 cars, almost 60 at this point. And when I say cars, I'm talking about Ferrari, Lamborghini, Aston Martin, McLaren, AMG, Bentley. And so I know what it is our customers expect. What's going on, Jay?
What's going on, sir? How are you?
How are you?
Good.
Good, good. And therefore, in the DNA of the company, the culture of the company is a very clear goal. Perfect, cosmetically and mechanically, and on time. And when we don't do that, we don't need the customer to tell us. We're not happy. So good news is things are rolling, and this is just the culmination of days and weeks and months and years and thousands of hours of mastering a craft. And so yeah, hand-built anything, whether you buy from us or not. You want to know who's involved, what the process is, where they procure the parts, and you want to know that the people behind it, they love what they do. Like Jonathan over here. What's going on, man? How are you?
Good.
Good, good. How's she look?
Nice.
Yeah, beautiful, right?
Yeah.
This is a gorgeous, gorgeous spec. So Jonathan's getting ready for inspection, and every little detail matters. So Stormtrooper build. This one has a chance at breaking the internet once we make content for it. Tina and Tommy, congratulations. It won't be long. We'll do final inspection today. It will pass, and then we'll do prep for delivery. So stay tuned. Excited for you. All right, let's keep going here. I'm gonna go down the line here and dive a little bit further into parts, because I think parts most people just assume are good, and that is the opposite. Because when your customer spends $250,000, they are buying a combination of the people, the passion, the work behind it, the process that we've refined over time, and then of course all of it's made up of parts. So this right here is an example. This right here is our own custom manufactured soft top. Our vehicle is bigger, wider, longer than any old classic out there. Therefore, there's no off-the-shelf solution. So we had this manufactured for us, and it is waterproof, and every little stitch and detail matters, because it can't have wind noise that's like unnecessary. It is a soft top, but it definitely can't leak, right? And so all of that matters. And then we have all this data. Everything's tracked. I came from a technology background, so this is like a tech company meets passion meets physical building of a very complex product, right? And therefore, All of your tracking and data matters because we feed it into a system and there's people, process, parts. So here we are in parts. And check this out. These mirrors right here, chrome, super nice, are inspected. Every single mirror, every single part that arrives every single day from our either partners that we buy from or the parts that we manufacture are then inspected. Look at this. I don't even know if the camera can pick this up. I'm gonna try my best here. That little tiny dot, that may disqualify that mirror from making it onto the vehicle. I kid you not, we do this on every single part. Here we go. See that little there? And I know if we put that on the car, 9.5 out of 10 clients will probably never see it. Maybe even 9.9 out of 10. It doesn't matter because we want to know that we're only shipping perfection. And perfection isn't just something you say or something you put on the wall or something you talk about. It's built into the process. So if your parts in step 1 are all inspected as soon as they come in that door, and then you have 2 options. We either accept it or we reject it. Seems simple, but that's the kind of process behind the scenes that ensures repeatability and quality, allows us to stand behind the product. I remember when I first told people that we have traveling technicians, we fly to your home in 48, 72 hours or less, people used to laugh at us and be like, nope, you don't do that. Well, you know how we do that? First of all, we don't care what it costs because we're not like a public company that's pressed to get margin and EBITDA. It's not something we worry about. We know that if we deliver perfection over and over and over and our customers are really, really happy, we're gonna make money. So we're not worried about it. 2, because of the way we build, because of the standard operating procedures, because of the inspections, because of how we do everything and our people and our process, we know that when we ship that thing, it's perfect cosmetically, mechanically. So that's how we can warranty it because we're not worried about it, right? Now, when it does pop up, because it is a vehicle, then we're very, very quick about it. And then that data point, by the way, gets fed back to our engineering team. And then we figure out, why did that happen? Was it people? Was it process? Was it parts? And what we usually find is that it's not our people because people want to win. They want to do a great job. It's actually usually parts. And therefore, vertical integration, complete vertical integration over time is going to become a thing because it's very hard to even hold vendors to this high of a standard because this is like tier 1 type level of quality, meaning it's not aftermarket. Aftermarket, you can get away with a lot. Aftermarket, you can build whatever you want, stick it on a shelf, sell it to whoever you want that is building a car in their garage, and they're probably not going to say anything. But if you build this part and we treat it like a tier 1 level OEM level of standard, then they're likely not going to be able to meet that. Hence, we have incoming inspection to either accept or reject. But if it's on the vehicle at this point, I can tell you it already went through inspection or it wouldn't be on there. All right, so here we are. 2 beautiful trucks back to back. This one right here is boxwood green. And this boxwood green truck is just about done. It belongs to Post Oak Motor Cars, our partner out in Houston, Texas. Snow white interior, vintage stripes. It's got an extra lift with 35-inch tires. It's a beast. And it's for sale. So you love this color. You always wanted one. I think we're 21 days away from Christmas and you want something unique, rare, different that nobody else has. Be the first one in your neighborhood, at your club. You pull up in this and all the G-Wagon, Range Rover, Urus moms are gonna be like, damn, I want that. Don't let your neighbor beat you to it. So this one's for sale, boxwood green, and it's going to ship to Houston, and it'll be in Houston, Texas. And I love sharing this about Post Oak because not only are they a great partner, they are a Rolls-Royce, Bentley, Lotus, Bugatti dealer. Why? Why would they take on this brand? Why would they display this vehicle in their showroom? Because unlike a restoration or a rest-a-mod, it's built to a different standard, not only from a quality and craftsmanship perspective, but a partner like Post Oak, who is used to the highest level vehicles made on the planet. Bugatti, Rolls-Royce, Bentley, very, very high up there. It has this. And this right here is FMVSS compliance, Federal Motor Vehicle Safety Standard compliance. We went through FMVSS compliance to ensure that after 900 labor hours built on a modern 2025 chassis underneath, brand new steel body that we design and engineer that's inspired by the past, and all of the crazy amount of craftsmanship that went into it, that it still meets the FMVSS compliance. And no restoration or rest-of-mod can claim that. And to meet FMVSS, you have to have airbags, and you have to airbags that work. So not only are there 6 airbags, one right here, one right here, one in the passenger seat, one in the front passenger dash, curtain airbags that go all the way from your A-pillar all the way back to the rear, and then another set on this side too. 6 airbags, but you can't just have airbags. You have to make sure that they work. And so we went through all that compliance testing using the same test company that the big OEMs use to ensure that when you get in this vehicle, you can feel confident. You look at any restoration, rest-of-mod, you're not going to find FMVSS compliance, and they very, very unlikely crash tested it. I don't know another one. And by the way, if you did in your restoration or rest-of-mod company, reach out to me because I'd love to make sure that I'm only stating facts here. But I can tell you, we crash tested the car, front, side, and rear, passed FMVSS compliance. It's emissions legal, 50 states. You're going to register the car like a normal 2025. You're not going to have any kind of emissions problems, including in California, CARB friendly. And you have the peace of mind. That's what it's about. No one plans an accident. And you'll have the peace of mind that we did it right. And we did it thoughtfully. And we did it carefully. And all of it was driven by customer feedback. So if you want something special for Christmas, 21 days away, Boxwood Green, in stock right now. Text or call us. Send wire. Today is Thursday. We wrap that thing up, we will ship it to you. We ship all over the world every day, and you'll make it a very Merry Christmas. All right, so that's Boxwood Green going to Post Oak Motor Cars. Google Post Oak Motor Cars. They're in Houston, Texas. Awesome partners of ours. Shout out to Diane and Lonnie and Bryn and the whole team. They're amazing, and they'll take very good care of you. They're a Rolls-Royce, Bentley, Bugatti dealer. They know what luxury and good looks like. So, Snow White interior. If you are looking for a non-white interior, we've got a couple options as well. All right, so this one right here is our demo, and it's Arcadian blue, metallic, vintage stripes, chrome for the trim. Behind this grille is pre-collision assist with emergency braking. Again, old cars didn't have that, right? Underneath here, you have backup camera and you have parking sensors. Old cars don't have that. LED lighting all around. Looks vintage. A lot of old cars had the 7-inch round headlights. This one right here you can actually see out of. One of the things I always was shocked about when I started buying old cars was not just how they drove and how, rough they were and how much they leaked and smelled like gas, but at night you can't see anything. How do you see out of these old headlights? So here, LED, and you can actually see, and all of lighting in the entire vehicle is LED. And then of course, brand new, American-made, steel body, stamped in Detroit. I'll show you how we did that. And so this gives you an idea of how serious we are about not just quality, but the long-term future of this company and where the market's going. If restoration used to be the thing, and then rest of mod was all the craze, building a fully modernized vehicle on a modern car chassis so you have no compromises, it's going to be a big, big deal. Think about it. Over time, let's say you're 20 years old today. In 10 years, are you going to be more conditioned and more used to modern technology and engineering and design, or less, right? And then if you take a person who's 60 today, and then they're 70 in 10 years, you can see how that age group, they grew up in a different time, different expectations, different conditioning. The people today who are able to afford this vehicle, they're definitely conditioned, like you and I, in a time where things just worked, right? You probably got in your car today and you hit the start button and it fired up. And you probably got there in one piece and you didn't have to worry if you'd make it. That kind of conditioning, those kinds of expectations make it harder and harder for people who are not used to old car problems, which is the number one reason why they hold off on buying their dream car. They love the way it looks, but they're like, I can't deal with the problems. I don't need a job. I don't have a mechanic. And I definitely don't want to spend $200,000 on a restoration and then spend more money to fix it. You're not going to fix this car. These are our vintage window cranks that power our windows. This is a white rock leather interior, which is an off-white parchment, not like Snow White. Snow White's bright white. And then this is woven leather. When we say woven, that means each and every single piece here was woven in and out in a basket weave by hand, which gives you a really, really cool look. And I'm excited about this one because it's our demo, and I'm always excited about our demos because I get to drive them, which I love. But also, after we're done, we sell it. And this one here has a navy blue top, never been done. It's got our slotted 17-inch retro wheels. Check out the matching brake caliper, body matching, Arcadian blue metallic, really nice touch. And I'm gonna bring this down to Miami, Palm Beach, and I can't wait because I know the reaction that this truck's gonna get down there. This is the perfect South Florida truck. And anytime I drive these, I get stopped anywhere and everywhere I go. And people give me the thumbs up, they wave, they smile, they're like, oh, I love your car, what is it, what year is it? And what I always ask them is, what year do you think it is? And they're gonna say 1960, 1970, I'm like, nope, guess again. They're like 1975, nope. And I tell them, it's a 2025. And the look on their face is like, huh? And that's the beauty of it, right? Why shouldn't you, for $250,000 plus, have the best of both worlds? Why shouldn't you have all the modern things that you want and are used to, like your safety features, like your dual zone climate control, like your USB A and C, like your keyless entry and remote start. On a hot day, fire up the AC. On a cold day, fire up the heat. And touchscreen navigation, Apple CarPlay. Yes, it has Android Auto, both. And dual zone climate control allows you to adjust the temperature differently. And it's not aftermarket, right? Going back to tier 1 factory, this is a factory 2025 dual zone climate control, and it's not aftermarket. So it's not like on a hot day when it's 95 degrees outside, scalding hot, the AC can't keep up, right? This is factory, you'll have no problem. And when it's super cold too. I was personally in Aspen last week in Colorado. I think it was like 10, 20 degrees at the top of the mountain where I off-roaded our Wimbledon white truck all the way up the mountain. And I had the soft top on and it was very windy. I wish I recorded it. You could hear the wind, like it was like really, really windy. But no wind inside, no leaks inside, drove it in the snow, put it in 4-wheel drive. There's different modes like slippery, sand, mud, off-road, shift on the fly 4-wheel drive. You don't have to get out and lock and unlock manual locking hubs, which is a pain in the ass, especially when it's cold. And not one time did I worry because I had, you know, the 4-wheel drive, I had the snow mode. It was actually pretty easy, so really fun to do. And if you buy this, I highly recommend you drive it. Drive it in the sand, drive it on the freeway, take it on a road trip, drive it every day, take it, you know, through the snow, and you're not gonna hurt it. It's not an old fragile car where you're like, I don't wanna hurt it. And it's not gonna leave you hanging either, because I can tell you, there's no way I would have driven a restoration or mod up that mountain in the snow at that in those elements, right? Because God forbid I break down or there's no traction control. Like, you know, I'm not an expert driver. My guess is you're not an expert driver. So, do you really want that stress for that kind of money? Probably not, right? Beautiful white rock interior. Let me zoom in here so you can appreciate this right here. Teak wood and all the details, all the craftsmanship that you could expect for $250,000. This right here is our hidden 10-inch JL subwoofer, cannot drive this truck and not have great music and great sound system, focal audio for the speakers, and then just look at all of that stitching. It is a piece of art. And even if you're not driving it, just having this in your garage, when you go out there, I do this every day. I look in the garage and I've got my G-Wagon, Range Rover, Shelby Raptor, and Urus. And then I see this. It's just a beautiful piece of art that looks like nothing else on the road, that nobody else has. And never mind that we built it, it's my company. It's just, I know what our customers go through when they drive it. It's the coolest thing ever. You make tons of friends, you meet a lot of people, and the kind of conversations you can spark with this are incredible. If you're a financial planner, or if you're in real estate, or your business involves meeting people, networking, buy one of these and make it your business vehicle. And I'm telling you, just driving it around, if you park it on the side of the street like I did in Aspen, people will come up to you left and right and ask you about it and say, God, that is beautiful. Here's John right here, head of production and operations. How you doing, John?
I'm fantastic.
You doing all right, man?
I'm good.
Spencer, how are you? Incredible behind the scenes team, scrutinizing every little detail to make sure, and this is our truck, right? So even though it's ours, we treat it like a customer vehicle. So every line, every gap, every single thing on here has got to be perfect. And perfect is a loaded word, right? I used to not use the word perfect back in the restoration restaurant days. Very, very hard to get those perfect. But in this vehicle, we feel extremely confident. And it's because of the years and hours and amount of relentlessness and sacrifice that our team has put in that allows us to build with this level of quality and this level of confidence. And it's all predictable and repeatable. There's Jimmy in warehouse. He runs the entire warehouse operation, very complex. Make sure everything's moving, all the parts are on the line, all the kits are where they need to be, and that allows us to be on time. But once upon a time, I can tell you, we weren't like that. Our people, process, and parts was not the way it was. And therefore, we had problems, and it was late. I hated that. There's nothing worse than a customer wanting a car and you being late. There's nothing worse than the customer paying you a lot of money and having problems. And I think a lot of the other companies out there, they probably never admit that. But I can tell you transparently, in the beginning, people, process, and parts, there's no way it can be perfect. The only way it can be perfect is you did iteration after iteration after iteration, and you do scale, and you have people, you have process, you have parts, you have data, and you have a team of people who understand what good looks like, and they are positioned to win. We don't just expect perfection, not give them tools and not give them process and not give them data. And so Spencer over here putting the final touches on this tailgate. And my favorite part, honestly, is watching the team obsess over it even more than I did. And that's when I know they don't need me to do that. They're better than me by far at this kind of stuff. I just had the passion and the maniacal, I guess, delusion that I could take my old Bronco and make it better. And it literally went from fixing my own truck to falling into restoration to evolving to Restomod to then taking customer feedback and saying, no, they actually don't want an old car. They want a vintage looking vehicle. They don't want any of the problems, and they want safety features. It was pretty obvious at that point, after building a couple hundred of those, what they really wanted. And so this Arcadian Blue truck is going to be done, and we will take it to photo shoot and shoot content and do some test drives. We'll take it down to South Florida. If you're down there, Palm Beach, Miami, Boca, you want to check it out, let us know. And then we'll sell it. So maybe we'll even sell it in time for Christmas. Let's see. It's not actively for sale, but we've been talked into it before. So DM or text us, easiest way, or you call us. Or go to our website, vintagemodern.co, vintagemodern.co. And talk to our team. We'll answer your questions. We actually take trades and we offer financing too. So they are standing by, happy to answer your questions. check that out. Okay, over here, this is the truck I took to Aspen. And this is the one I drove up the mountain. And it's got rocks and dirt and stuff. It's funny with the comments like, oh, that'll never go off-road, or, oh, that'll never see any dirt. Well, there's your dirt right there, and it did go off-road, 11,200 feet in Aspen in the snow. And I'm not even like a professional driver, or I've never even driven in snow before. But I did it, and I did it with confidence. And look at the amount of crap on here. And you know what? Do it. You're not going to hurt it. You're not going to hurt this car. And I think that a lot of people who are new to like expensive vehicles, sometimes they save it. They don't want to put miles on it. They're afraid to drive in the rain. You don't have to do that with this. In fact, the more you drive it, the better. And you can drive with confidence. And this worn glove, interior tan top, chrome trim, Wimbledon white truck is our demo, and it will also be for sale. So you want something with very low miles. I'm talking, I think it has like 600 miles on it. Reach out to our team, text or call us. And if you like this color, which I really love this color, it looks so good in the white snow. This one is for sale. Okay, all right. This right here is our Brittany blue build. Let me pull up my notes here. And this, I believe, is going through test miles, which is why it's all wrapped up. And it's got a Wimbledon white grille. It has chrome trim. And these look like 35s to me, so it's got the bigger lift, which is really cool. And let's see here. I'm going to say it wrong, so I'm not going to say it. I believe this build belongs to Joseph, but I don't have the tags on it, so I can't say for sure. But either way, if it's in test miles, which means it's now been aligned on our rack and driven, it will then go into our inspection tunnel and through the process. All right, let's keep going. Here we go, body panels. People ask us, hey, where do you get those body panels from? Can I buy them? Well, you can't buy these. These are our proprietary, brand new, American-made steel body panels that do not fit old cars. Remember, we didn't want to restore or replicate an old vehicle. We just wanted to give it a classic-inspired look. So we made it bigger, we made it longer, we made it wider, and we made it out of steel. And people always ask me, especially when they come from automotive, they're like, wait a minute, are you telling me you actually stamp these, like in the US? Like using real steel? Where did you get the molds? Well, we made them. We tooled our own molds to stamp this. We control our own supply chain. Would have been way cheaper and way less of a big commitment and investment to do it overseas in China or Taiwan, but we're not going to do that. We want it to be done here in the US. We want the quality to be perfect, so we went with steel, not inexpensive at all. And we want to control our own supply chain so that we don't have to have delays. We don't have to worry about shipping overseas and containers and tell our customers, sorry, it's not ready because we, our manufacturer couldn't ship on time. I hate depending on other vendors unless they're all in and they understand it's perfect and on time. For 250 grand, the customers expect and should get perfect and on time. So these are our body panels, not a speck of rust anywhere, galvanized steel, and then the real magic begins right here. And here we have our team of incredible craftsmen. Jair, how you doing, man?
Good, how are you?
Great, doing well. And he is over here pre-fitting the body to the chassis. So what you're seeing here behind the scenes, Gabriel, how are you, man?
Pretty good.
Good to see you. How you been? Did you have a good Thanksgiving?
Oh, fantastic. Thank
Yeah,
you.
good. You hang out here? Did you go anywhere?
I was actually in Providence and then Puerto Rico.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, my
Okay.
friend's wedding.
Okay, cool.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Did you eat a lot of turkey or no?
I'll take it.
Yeah. Okay. I mean
How's
it.
your Thanksgiving?
Yeah, it was good. I was in Aspen, Colorado.
Oh.
I brought our Wimbledon white truck off-road in the mountains. I'll show you some videos. Yeah.
Wait to see it.
Yeah, for sure, man. All right, I'll let you guys get to it. Keep up the good work. And these guys over here, you can see here, this is not a typical body team. Sorry, man. You're good. This is not a typical body team. Normal body team is all about memory and feel. It's like, how does it look, right? And some days it'll be too far this way, some days it'll be too far that way. No human being, I don't care how good you are, can get a spec to be perfect by eyes and feel and memory every time at this level of scale. This is impossible. So what we do is we define all of the lines and all of the gaps, and we measure all of them, and it should be perfectly flush. The body lines have to match, and we put gap gauges into every single line, body line. And here's why. Other than the fact that we're crazy obsessive about quality, old cars, which this is not, are notorious for bad lines and gaps. Even in the 1960s and 70s, brand new from the factory, they didn't have good lines and gaps. Things have changed a lot, right? And not only is it a cosmetic eyesore to me if that's not perfect, you get wind noise and water leaks. And again, for 250 grand, you don't want that. You might be able to get away with that in restoration and say, oh, it's an old car. This is not an old car. It's a 2025 vehicle, and at this price point, customers should get perfection. And to get perfection, you have to have process, and you have to have tools, and you have to have guys like this who really care about every little detail. All of it data-driven and tracked, so we know what those lines are, and we measure everything. And at the end of every build, we have a score. And that score allows us to improve. And so this process right here is brand new body panels being pre-fitted to make sure everything fits nice. It all comes off, and it goes through hundreds of hours of bodywork, show quality paint job, all of it recorded and data driven in CAD. And this is not typical body shop, which this is not. We don't even call it a body shop. You got great craftsmen doing things by memory and feel. What we did was we took the best of both worlds. We took great craftsmen who are artists, and then we gave them tools and data and process so we can make it repeatable. And these guys, they do an exceptional job. And this is just the body, right? So paint goes on and then goes on our assembly line. And this right here is our chassis upfitting. We partner with best-in-class companies like Fox, globally known to have the best products, and our good friend Mike, CEO of Fox, we partnered with them during our R&D process. A lot of engineering went into this, and we took our prototype to the Fox World Headquarters R&D lab with their engineers and ours. And because this body is completely different from anything on the market, it is ours. It's not the old one, and we wouldn't want to make it like the old one. It is a brand new classic inspired body, wider, longer, and heavier because it's steel. So you want suspension that isn't just thrown on there off the shelf, tuned specifically for us by our good friends at Fox. Great upgrade if you want a really, really nice handling ride, and it's adjustable too. You can make it harder or softer. We've already pre-tuned it for pavement freeway driving, which is what most of our customers do. But if you want to take it off road, you want to adjust it, each one of those has an adjustment. You can make it firm or soft. And I got to give these guys a shout out. They've done a great job, great partner, great supply chain, always consistent, and haven't had one issue with their product. So really grateful for that. And these guys over here in chassis upfitting, they are getting the truck ready. Try to not fall here. Get it ready, and back here you can see a view of all the sound dampening, every nook and cranny. Roush, another great partner of ours, intake, exhaust, tune, and it gives it a nice rumble. It's not too loud, but it's not soft. Here's Bad Santa over here. We call it Bad Santa because it's red with a bad attitude, all blacked out trim. I'll take you over there and show it to you. And back to what I was saying here, chassis upfitting. You've got your intake, exhaust, tune, sound dampening, upgraded suspension. There's the adjustment right here in case you want to adjust it. And you can absolutely off-road the truck. I wouldn't worry about it. I'm not going to worry about my car getting, banged up. It's not going to break down. And really, if you're going to spend this kind of money, you should enjoy it too. And so, highly recommend it gets driven. All right. Unlike most classic cars, they sit very often. They only get driven on that rare, perfect sunny day where the conditions are perfect and you're not going far and you're not going fast and you break down. It's not a big deal. You don't have to worry about that with this. All right. Let's keep going here. I'm going to take you over to our studio. What's going on, man? How are you? Good. Here we go. Check this out. Getting a little tight in here, guys. Looking for space. Outgrowing this one. It didn't take long. And in this space is our studio, which currently right now is a parking lot. is where we have all of our vehicles that are ready to go. So Wimbledon White, this is Jason's. He's busy playing NFL, getting through playoffs, and then we'll ship it to him in San Diego. This is Hot Ginger Metallic. This right here, Crimson Tide Metallic. I want to say Roll Tide, but it's not. Although they are Alabama fans, and they can't wait to get this. This here in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, on a Saturday game day, game over. Can't wait for this one to ship. Now this one isn't going to go to Tuscaloosa. They are huge Alabama fans though. This is Don and Curtis. They're going to have this down in Florida. And what a beautiful truck. Just posted a reel of it. So if you like this color and you want to see more, go to our Instagram or Facebook or YouTube and you'll see it on there. And this is a paint to sample option. We offer 30 paint colors. But if you want something no one else has, or you have a certain color preference, we can match just about anything. And with this customer, big Alabama fans, they wanted a Crimson Tide metallic color, and so they sent us a physical sample. We use our tools and technology to capture that color, mixed the paint ourselves custom, and then sent them the paint sample, and they picked it, and then boom, we sprayed it. And they went with a Raven black grille, black trim, polished wheels, black top, and a black rock interior. And this one right here, Don and Curtis, it's ready to go. And the fact that it's still here tells us that we are actually early, right? When does that happen in building things? Seriously. So, although we do love it, we do need to get out of here because we're out of space. So, Don and Curtis, if you're ready for it, it's going to come your way in beautiful spec. You will absolutely love this, and I cannot wait for you to experience what it's like. They have had a lot of cars, and classic cars too, and they didn't want the problems, they didn't want the issues, and they want something they can drive, not worry about. They have a grandson, right? Safety is important, but regardless of what it is they have, I don't even care if it's a Bugatti. You drive this around, people are going to lose their minds. They're going to tell you it is absolutely beautiful. It's a work of art, and you'll have that peace of mind of knowing that you're not going to have any issues, so you get to have the best of both worlds. Speaking of best of both worlds, Santa Claus is coming to town. This is St. Nick's build here, and we got our team putting on the final touches. That's Chris over there, one of our master detailers. This truck was in North Carolina over the weekend. Got some really cool shots. And this is a custom one-of-one edition. Look at the paint on this. And Juan, our videographer, he took this to North Carolina over Thanksgiving break. Got a lot of great content. And he told me everywhere he went, the phones came out. People were waving. People were giving a thumbs up. People were asking about it. And it's just such a conversation piece. And you can have, you know, Aventador, Lamborghini, SVJ next to it. And I assure you, men, women, children, young, old, they'll just gravitate towards it because it looks like nothing else on the road. And the type of quote-unquote attention that you get, it's not like, hey, look at me, I got a yellow Lamborghini. Although those are cool too. This is different. This is a, if you know, you know. This is a quiet luxury that isn't flashy in a flashy sense. It doesn't look like anything else on the road today. And I think the appeal of classic cars is far and wide, but people are hesitant to buy one when they're traditional restorations and restomods because nobody needs a job or problems or have to make compromises at this price point. And while we're standing here, I'll show you the evolution of the classic car. This right here is my 1969 Ford Bronco. Restored. But the restoration quality of this truck that I bought is not even close to what it is we do. You can see this is a restored vehicle I spent a lot of money on. And that right there, you can see my finger, that's not flush. This gap is huge and it gets smaller as you go, not good. And then pay attention to this here. My finger's in there, oh shoot, my finger can't fit in there, so this is not aligned, and this gap gets bigger and bigger and bigger. That's just one part of the vehicle. It's just a hood. Never mind how it drives, because it drives terrible, honestly. It's a short wheelbase vehicle with 92 inches, narrow track width, solid axles, which is bone-crushing ride, and no safety features, right? And that's if you can, you know, keep it running. You're gonna have to have a good mechanic, and you're really not gonna drive it very far or fast. And when you do drive it, you'll have to remember, 0 safety features, right? So after doing restoration, this is not one we built. We decided very quickly that is not what our customers want. Our customers want more modern. And this right here is a resto mod, modern restoration, modified restoration. Cobalt blue, by the way, pending sale. We actually wanted to keep it, but we have this one we're gonna keep. And this truck right here is definitely better than an old restoration. It has new parts, it has more modern parts, it has some technology. It does not have safety features. It still does have a 92-inch wheelbase, which is the same as that old truck right there. It still has a narrow track width and solid axles. So even though the parts are brand new, right, and be careful of this, when you see the Restomod companies say, new parts, brand new, modern, modernized, yeah, it is more modern than this, but it's not more modern than this. And this right here is a modern 2025 chassis. So old restoration, Restomod, better than old restoration, but truly to get the best, you're gonna want 2025 technology, you're gonna want 2025 ride quality, handling, steering, braking, important things. You're gonna want luxury because you're spending 250 grand, and the number one thing you don't get from a restoration or any Restomod, no matter how much money you spent, are modern safety features like airbags, side impact beams, crumple zones, and all the things that keep you out of trouble, even if you spent $1 million. So when I delivered Kevin Hart's truck, he showed me his car collection of Restomods, arguably one of the nicest collections of Restomods I'd ever seen. And he had all kinds of really nice ones. And everything from old Mustang, old Chevelle, old Cadillac, Thunderbird, all kinds of old cars. A lot of them I didn't even know. I don't know, old Oldsmobile or Cutlass or whatever. And they were nice. And some of them, he told me, he spent $500,000 to $1 million on. And no matter how much money you spend on a Restomod or restoration, it will never drive like this because it can't. It's limited by short wheelbase, narrow track width, solid axles, and it will never perform in terms of reliability like a factory-built OEM chassis, OEM drivetrain. And then the number one thing you can't do is you cannot retrofit safety features into a Restomod or restoration. And you don't have to be Kevin Hart to need that. If you value your safety and your kids and your family and your friends and your grandkids and yourself, in today's world where people are texting and driving and not paying attention, and there's other vehicles out there that have these safety features, you get in an accident in a restoration or Restomod, you don't have one of those. Those are things that we really carefully considered when we thought about how do we make it better. And therefore, what we did was we went from restoration to Restomod, and we said, let's start with a modern 2025 chassis, and that's what this is underneath. Most people, when they think about what it is we build, they think about the way it looks, and that is important. But the real investment that you're making and the real bet that you're making on your life is the foundation. Just like your house, the foundation matters. You want a 100.4 inch wheelbase, not 92. You want a wider track width. You want independent front suspension, unless you're a hardcore off-roader in Moab, Utah, which you're probably not. Which, by the way, if you want to off-road this, you absolutely could. You want to go super hardcore off-roading, then let's have a conversation. But 99% of our customers, they're probably not off-roading. And that's not just something that we do. I mean, look at the G-Wagon, Range Rover, customer base. 250 grand, you could off-road it, but they probably don't. So therefore, the way it handles, the way it drives, the way it steers matters. The crumple zones built into the chassis matters, so it crumples around you. You don't want to crumple. You want your chassis to crumple. That's what that is for. You want side impact beams in the doors, and you want these guys, 6 of them, airbags. steering wheel, front passenger dash, one in each front seat for side impact, and you want curtain airbags to give your rear passengers protection. You want a functional roll bar tied to the chassis, and you want electronics to keep you out of trouble like roll sensor, stability control, traction control, all the things you don't think about. And I can tell you the number of buyers that want this. It's something they've always wanted, but no one did until we did it. And so this level of scale and quality hasn't been done. I don't know a company that has went out and stamped brand new American-made steel panels and went through FMVSS compliance and crash tested the car. So when we say that, that's why we say it is truly the first fully modernized and compliant vehicle. But look at the way it looks. It is the best of both worlds. This is Love Shack Fancy 2. A collab that we did with a fashion brand. Custom interior, one of one, we can make anything you want. Or go to our configurator on our website, vintagemodern.co, vintagemodern.co, and you can go to our configurator and pick all the colors and build your own. This is hot ginger metallic, pre-owned, low miles, raven black grille, black trim, ball glove brown interior, for sale. Ready to ship soon. DM or text or call us and we'll walk you through it. This right here is another one-of-one build Pebble Beach for sale now. It was our demo, has super low miles. It probably has like not even, 500 miles. And it is a one-of-one edition. It's got every upgrade, including Roush Performance Package. It's about 330 horsepower, about 400 pound-feet of torque. Sounds really nice. And I will fire this one up, even though it's really not easy to hear through the microphone. So I don't know if you can hear that rumble, but I'm going to show it to you anyway. This is a noise canceling mic, so who knows what it'll sound like, but there's your Roush exhaust. And I'll take you around here. Beautiful paint job, custom color that we call Pebble Beach. There's your LED headlights right there. All your lighting's LED. There's your 2025 drivetrain under our own white glove bumper to bumper warranty. And one thing I learned about exhaust note, because I've had Ferraris and McLarens and Lamborghinis and all that stuff, is that I like a loud exhaust. My wife hates a loud exhaust. And so back when we built a V8 version, it was too much horsepower on a short wheelbase lifted truck, and our customer said, can you make it quieter? This is way too loud. So with this Roush Performance Package, it's not overbearing, but it definitely, you can hear it, and it makes a nice purr. That's how I kind of describe it. And passes emissions, including in California, CARB compliant. Hard to do. I don't know if you know this, but no restoration, a Restomod, is going to be able to pass compliance. So the way you're able to get around that is through exemption. So you try to register an old car in California or North Carolina, depending on what year it is and who you get that day, you may have some trouble. Also, if you're into saving the environment, you want a vehicle that's emissions friendly, because that means that the EPA was involved in setting a standard into 2025 to ensure that we weren't polluting the environment. So it's not that I'm like a big green person, but I will tell you that it is EPA compliant and FMVSS compliant as well. And this one right here has all your modern conveniences, cruise control, control your music, you got Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, you can control all of your settings here. There's hands-free calling, noise canceling mic, works really, really well. I was in the mountains driving in high wind on a cold day in the snow, and I had a conversation, no problem, just like normal, right? And I even had the top open too, so I don't know about you guys, but I don't care how cold it is. If it's not raining, that top is open. And I'll show you how that soft top works too. In fact, I will go ahead and pop it open here for you. I'm gonna hop in. And I bonded with this truck because I've gotten to drive it around to town in Atlanta, in Miami, and this is me popping open the soft top. I've got one hand on my phone, and I've got one hand right here, and I just opened that, and then check this out. One hand, open. All right, let's say it starts to snow heavily or it's gonna rain. One hand, close. And then I can easily shut this. And part of our process during test miles is to ensure that it's windproof and waterproof, right? So you've got the seal, header seal right here. And it's not enough for us to just say, well, it worked in the last one, worked on the last 50, the last 100. We water test and wind test every single one of them. Because the last thing we want is our customer driving and having wind and water come in. That's unacceptable. And then watch me shut this with one thumb right there, kind of hard to see. And then boom, now it's locked and there's no leaks. I actually drove this in the rain, torrential downpour in Miami, which I was super excited about because I just love to test the vehicle every way I can, and handled it no problem. Got traction control, anti-lock brakes, not worried at all. And I'll show you what that top looks like in this moonroof mode. And here's what it looks like when the top is enclosed, but the moonroof is open. And then the outside view is if I decide, hey, you know what, I want to shut it. Boom, that's all you do. And then you got those two clamps inside. Makes it really, really easy to do. There it is, I just shut it from the outside. I decide, hey, it's pretty nice out. Let's unclamp it. There you go. And yes, you can drive it 75 miles per hour on the freeway just like that. And it's actually surprisingly not that windy. You roll up the windows, you have that open, you're on your Bluetooth noise canceling, have a conversation, no problem. Hands-free. And this is a soft top when it's enclosed. This window comes off, this window comes off, and you can put it in safari mode. So let me show you safari mode. Safari mode is like this build right here. And this build is for sale, by the way, even though Santa Claus was using it and will be using it. It is our demo, and somebody is gonna have a very Merry Christmas. If you want to give your family something that nobody else has but everybody wants and you don't want to wait, this is the one. And we got our team putting detail on it since we took it out to the mountains. And this top right here is black. It comes in 6 different colors. And I'm going to open this up so you can see the inside because I really love the interior on this here. So I'm going to open that. Of course, you can do it from the inside. I'm just doing it from the outside here. I'm going to open this up. So here I am opening up the soft top lock on this side, and then same thing here. Let there be light. Look at that interior. This is Napa jet black leather. Super soft, smells really good. And then we went with matching, body matching stitching. This reminds me of my 458 Italia Ferrari. I love that car. Last naturally aspirated Ferrari V8 before they moved to turbo. And the inside stitching, seriously, that's just art. This right here looks like carbon fiber. It's actually your woven leather inserts that matches this, and you can choose woven inserts in this same matching color, ball glove, worn glove, whatever, white glove, or white rock, or you can go tuxedo where it's like black and white, or you go diamond stitching, or you can do pleated. And there's even a plaid option where you can accent it with different types of textiles. I've been getting questions a lot lately about, can I fit golf clubs? Can I put things in the back? Does the seat fold down? So I'm going to show you here. And it's our demo, so I may not take my shoes off. I probably won't. Okay, and I have one hand, so I'm going to do it this way so you can see. Check out that little strap right there. Just the little details that I love. So we're going to pull on this and flip this forward, okay? You don't have to be in the vehicle to do that. And then you simply pull on another beautiful, look at that, beautiful strap. Kind of reminds me of like a nice watch. Boom. So that's one side down. So let's take a look at it. 50-50 split. You don't want to take the whole thing down. Yeah, lay this one down flat. I probably put a blanket there because we did not skimp on the backside. Most companies, including the big OEMs and vehicles made at the $250,000 price point. You can Google this and I'll tell you. What they do is they don't use full leather on the whole thing. It costs too much. And so what they do is they use leather only on the main surfaces, and they use a synthetic or vinyl on the rest to save money. And when you're a publicly traded company like Mercedes or Lamborghini owned by Volkswagen, or Ferrari. Actually, I'm not sure about Ferrari, so I'm not gonna say Ferrari, but I know for sure in a G-Wagon, they have what is called MB text. So there's leather, then there's MB text. MB is Mercedes-Benz text, or text, TEX. Text stands for textile. That's a fancy word for vinyl synthetic. And so every bit of this is leather, because nowhere in our business model plan is to squeeze out every percentage of margin and EBITDA. We don't care. We know that if we deliver this kind of quality on time, over and over, exceeding customer expectations, the money's gonna come. So I'm not worried about it. Oh, by the way, I also started this company purely out of passion. I didn't do it to make money because I already sold the company and retired in my early 30s. This is what I do for fun. And then if we happen to make money, then fantastic. But honestly, that's just the truth. Which is great, because I think when companies have short-term pressure, like publicly traded companies, every quarter is about earnings, profit, margin, EBITDA. What did you do? Did you beat Wall Street, expectations? And didn't the stock goes down? So you have pressure to do certain things to make sure that you make as much money as possible. We have a different North Star. Our North Star is perfection, cosmetically, mechanically, and on-time delivery. And we do it over and over and over. And so we don't have to worry about that. Thank God. Remind me, don't take this company public, Joe, no matter what. We have had lots of VC, lots of PE offers. I tell you, your friends, your golf buddies will be like, dude, you didn't have to show me up like that, right? They're in their G-Wagon, they're in their Range Rover, they're in their Escalade, or Bentayga, or Urus, and you pull up in this. Nothing like it. Especially when it's a one-of-one edition, which this is. One-of-one edition means we'll never make it again. And this exact spec, you'll never see again. So if you buy this, you will literally have the only one in the world. And there's your one-of-one. I get a kick out of this interior every time because it's so beautiful, and it's very, very hard to get this level of detail and stitching and quality when there's this much exposed deviated stitching. That line has to be straight. Very, very hard to do. The margin of error is extremely small. I cannot wait to see who buys this. You're gonna love it. Oh, Alcantara. Alcantara? I don't know. One of the two. And it looks like suede. And you have a $250,000 car, you probably have that in the headliner. Although I checked in my G-Wagon, no, my Range Rover doesn't have it. So maybe it's because I didn't buy the autobiography. I don't know. But here, all leather. Follow along here. This right here, billet aluminum. It's not plastic. All of this wrapped in leather and beautiful stitching. All of this is leather, and all of this right here, leather. It's not synthetic, not MB Tex. Google that and you'll see what I'm talking about. And then here is your Alcantara. Wraps the entire roll bar, and I'll get in this with my shoes on since it's ours. Here's your airbag warning to remind you, 6 airbags. Right here is one of your airbags, your side curtain airbags. Spans all the way down to give your rear and side protection. And while we're standing here, take a minute to think about the difference in the evolution of the classic car. 1969 old Bronco, Rest-A-Mod, modern restoration, but no safety features. And here's the difference. As I sit here, in the door, side impact beams. I've got 6 airbags wrapped all around me, here, here, there, and in each of the seats. And these are side impact airbags, seat mounted, meaning I get hit from the side. I get hit from the side. Those, the Rest-A-Mod restoration, no side impact beams. Does not exist. No crumple zones, meaning it won't crumple around you, you will crumple. And there's no traction control, there's no anti-lock brakes, and there's 0 airbags. And that was always something that bothered me, because when I first started the company, just out of passion and having fun, I was like, why can't there be airbags? And people were like, well, you can't. I'm like, well, why not? Because you just can't. Okay, well, why not? And that's just how I am, right? I'm just gonna keep asking until I really get the answer I want. I didn't get the answer I wanted. The answer I want is, well, it's never been done before. Okay, well, what if we want airbags? What if our customers want airbags? What if LeBron James, I deliver the car to and I'm leaving his house, I'm like, oh gosh, please do not forget that this vehicle doesn't have airbags. He's like, yep, I got it, okay? And then you hope and you wonder. But I can tell you, you can't always control when you get in an accident. So the airbags are really important. So by asking those questions, how do we make it better? Pushing the envelope, not being limited by what's been done in the past, we arrive at the answer. We want airbags. Customers don't care about all original numbers matching. They're not purists and they're not mechanics. And they want it to drive like the Ranger or G-Wagon. This is the answer. Start with a modern car chassis that has all those things and then build a vintage car on top of it. Makes sense, right? Restoration, good. Rest-A-Mod on these live broadcasts. This is broadcast live to LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and X as well. You want to buy that? Text or call us right now. DM us on Instagram, all the other platforms, text, call. And this is in stock. And it's completely done, has passed everything, ready to ship. You wire, we ship. And we ship via enclosed transport. We ship every day all over the US and all over the world too. Well, option 2, by the way, power steps, Fox coilover suspension, billet aluminum hardware, all of this right here, and the details, it'll blow your mind. And you'll have something that definitely nobody else has. I love this color scheme. It's a 1960s paint color. If you can keep this interior clean, and you love light jade and snow white interior, and you want matching, body matching brake calipers, check that out. I love that. And you just want a piece of art that you can actually drive and have fun with and not have to worry about. This is it right here. Somebody will really enjoy this truck. It is fresh off the assembly line, comes with a matching car cover. So underneath this, if you don't know, is the world's nicest, finest car cover made by our partners at Goodwill. And I'm not going to take it out, but your spec on the outside exterior of your vehicle, if you choose to buy the car cover, really expensive and really high quality, it'll match, which means when you put this on, if you go check our page on Instagram right now, do it afterwards or you're the live one, you can see that it has the stripes, it has the same trim, it has the same grille, whatever spec you spec on the outside of your truck, your cover will match. Buy it now. And we will ship this to you wherever it is you are, and you'll be driving it in a matter of days. This one right here is mallard green, and anytime a vehicle is sitting here, it means that we finished it, like this one here for Russ, and it's been ready, which means we're actually early. That never happens in building things. You guys know that. You've ever built anything material, like house or car or boat or plane, it's never on time. Russ's truck, mallard green, ball glove, looks like teak wood, Wimbledon white grille, chrome trim, every option. including Fox suspension, vintage stripes, and the Roush Performance Package. This has been sitting here. We could have shipped this probably, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 days ago. So ready to go, Russ. We need the space too, by the way. But hey, happy to keep it for you if that's what you want. All right, so right in front of it, I think this is Patrick's. This is Patrick's out in Ann Arbor. He's got the blue Michigan stripes because his son plays football for Michigan. And this one's also ready to go. Also finished and matching car cover. Look at that, midnight blue. Midnight blue. Can't wait. And you know what? Never mind if it's winter. It doesn't matter where you are. Patrick, I hope you drive this thing in the snow in Ann Arbor. And let me know how you like it. Pretty cool. Things you wouldn't do in an old classic car. Hot Ginger Metallic. This is a spec build for sale. So you got light jade, you have Pebble Beach green, you have Hot Ginger Metallic, you got our Bad Santa Custom 101 demo. This is our Pebble Beach right here, demo truck, and then that Arcadian blue. You'll have to arm wrestle me for that because I don't want to sell it yet because I want to take it down to Florida and show it off. And but this one's for sale. So this is a 1 of 1, Arcadian blue with that white rock interior, 1 of 1. This Bad Santa Napa black interior, 1 of 1 as well, for sale. Okay, let's see if I missed anything. Let's go take a look here and see what these guys are up to. Yeah, gold, orange. And they're also different, you know? I mean, you look at that blacked out, black interior, red stitching, and then this couldn't be more classic. Creamsicle with your retro Wimbledon white wheels. These wheels I just love them. I mean, it really does look straight out of the 1960s, but if you're a wheel person and you spent money on wheels, HRE, you know what I'm talking about? They're forged aluminum wheels. These are forged aluminum wheels. A really nice set of HRE wheels is like 10 to 12 grand. Crazy, right? If you're not a wheel person, you're like, what? Yeah. So this wheel here, same level quality, same manufacturing process. Looks old, 17-inch. We got 33s on this one here. 285 7017. Super lightweight, high quality. Goes well with a Fox suspension, orange. Beautiful. This is beautiful. You don't have to be a car person at all to appreciate and admire this. And that's what I love about what it is we've done. We've turned a lot of non-car people into car people, except they're not like into Ferrari and Lamborghini and Bentleys and Rolls Royces. They're into this. And they tell us that if they could win the lottery, or when they achieve their goals and dreams and unlock their financial independence, we're the first call they're gonna make. That I love. I love that because I grew up with nothing. $27 my check account when I was 21 years old. And just because of my passion for cars and expensive cars, it left me with no choice. Go figure it out, go make money, go win, go buy cars. And it really, truly was a kid's dream that drove me to go from all those cars to buying old cars to experiencing lots of pain to wanting to fix it to evolving to what we do here. And the thing I'm most grateful for are people and the support that you guys out there watching this have given us from day one, because we started our journey with nothing but a, how come this old car has so many problems and how do we make it better? It really is that simple. How do we make it better? And we challenge our team every day. They walk in here every single day. Ask, how can you make it better? I'll give you an example. Once upon a time, no light tunnel, right? Detail teams like, hey, if you want it to be perfect, we really need to illuminate the thing, so we can't just use flashlights. So we get a light tunnel, right? White light. And then we scrutinize the heck out of everything, and then we score it. It's not 100%. So the team's like, hey, light tunnel better than no light tunnel, but can we get some yellow lights to mimic the sun so that when we do the detail, we don't just have white lights, we have sunlight as well. Scores went up, team's happy, added to the process, and now we've got lots of light tunnels. Little things like that, right? It's all logic. How do we make it better? And then we got Brian, his magic paintbrush, because we said, Brian, you missed a spot. He said, all right then, I need a paintbrush.
Absolutely.
We call him Picasso, painting over here. Sistine Chapel. Next time he's on his back painting, I'll come over. He's actually just polishing these little nooks and crannies. This is so cool to be around, guys. For a car person, even if you're not a car person, it's just so cool. And I don't get tired of doing this. And it's a good thing because it was a lot of work. 10 years worth of work compressed probably into about 4 years. You better love it. Just beautiful. And when I watch these guys work, it makes me smile because one thing I don't want to do as a marketer and a sales guy is ever overpromise and underdeliver. I hate that shit. Honestly. And as a good marketer and salesperson, you have to be careful because it's easy to sell and market and promise the world and then underdeliver. I hate that. So why did I work 10 years worth of work, like literally 90 minimum 100 hours a week for 4 years and 2 months straight? Because we weren't delivering on time and it wasn't perfect. And it's not that we've let our foot off the gas pedal because we're there. We'll never stop. Because now I've got a whole army of people and I raised them to think this way. So it's funny because I can sit here and do this for 8 hours if I wanted to, because they don't need me to build a vehicle anymore. I don't have to come out here and do it anymore because in the ethos, the DNA, the process of the company are people that understand exactly what good looks like. You don't have to come around and go, hey, what are you doing? Hey, how come you're on? You don't have to do that. When you build a great team, the culture takes on a life of its own. And I equate it to raising kids because I have 2 kids. And the way I was raised, immigrant parents from another country, that shit was hard too. And if you are an immigrant or you were raised the old-fashioned way, discipline, accountability, parents pushing you to do it better, well, you can borrow that and take it with you to things like this. When I was a kid, I remember, I'll give you an example which is really funny to me, and if you had to do this too, send us a DM to our team, I'd love to know. And so I'll give you an example. When I was in like 3rd grade, right? I remember this, 3rd or 2nd grade, and in math we would get assigned homework, and the homework would be to do the even problems of chapter 5, right? So you got 50 total problems, but you only had to do the even ones. So you got 25 to do, right? And so these are little tiny air vents, by the way, that Leslie is doing a little quality check on and recording right here and all the data. Anyway, so homework's assigned, 50 problems in chapter 5, and all the kids have to do is 25 problems. Guess how many problems my parents made me do? I didn't get to do 25 problems. They forced me to do 50 problems. And I didn't think anything different because that's just how I grew up. But one day, I was talking to my friends and they looked at my homework because I must have brought, the actual homework to school, and then I brought my section. And they looked at me like, dude, what is this? You only have to do even. I'm like, yeah, well, maybe you only have to do even. I have to do odd too. And they're like, what? Who would do that to their kids? And I never understood it when I was that age. I was like, come on, guys. Nobody in my class is doing the odd problems but me. And they're like, exactly. And that's why you're going to do it. And you're going to like it. I didn't like it, honestly. And I'm so glad that they did that, because everything that I had to do that my friends and peers and classmates didn't have to do, what's going on, Jordan? That made me look at the world a different way. And so when I actually went through school and got, out of college, like, to me, the conditioning and the toughness and the work ethic and the drive, and by the way, not growing up with any money either, all contributed to this, because then I was good at solving problems. I had no problem working really hard, and I'm talking like 100 hours a week. Who the fuck would do that? That's a lot of work for 4+ years. And the reason why I did it was because I had to, and I knew that that's what it took, because as an entrepreneur and a founder, it's all problem solving and time and people, and in this case, people, process, parts. And if you don't do it, it's much like building an airplane while flying it. That airplane's gonna crash. And when you have a company and you really love it, it's like your child. There's only one rule in parenting: child can't die. Okay? It might get hurt, it might be mad at you, it might get sick, can't die. And when you're a startup, the entire game is about all problem solving and making sure you solve the problems that matter the most, fastest. And in the absence of having 10 years to do it, then you just gotta work double. Double would have been easy. 80 hours is nothing. We call those half days, by the way. There's 24 hours in a day. 24 hours in a day, you work 12 hours is half day. Easy. Anybody can do it. And a lot of you guys might be like, well, gosh, who would want to do that? Well, if you love something, you don't call it work. We call it winning. And we win as much as we can. And that's 7 days a week if you want to. And we look at each day as an opportunity to get better. And so there you have it. That's core to the DNA of the company. My parents made me do even and odd problems, and the kids at school laughed at me. And I was mad. I remember the debates. I'm sure I cried about it too. I was like, God, this is unfair. None of the kids do the odd problems. Why am I doing that? Oh, I also had to write every day. And I learned how to type when I was like, I don't know, in 5th grade. I could type like 85 words per minute. I'm like, why am I doing that? Like, no one does that. And then one day we had computer class. All the kids were like, what? Computer class? Yeah. And we had to learn how to type. And all these kids were like pecking on their keyboard. One little thing at a time. I'm sitting here like, blah, 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 blah. Easy, right? It's all how you're conditioned. Much like athletes. The best athletes in the world have a very simple cheat code. I call it cheat code because in a way, it gives them a huge advantage. They practice more than anybody. Steph Curry, greatest shooter of all time, shoots more shots than anybody. All the greats have an obsession and love for what they do. It's not enough to be obsessed, you have to love it. Because if you don't love it, you're gonna get tired of it. And I never got tired of this, and I'll never get tired of this. I'll get tired of it if we ever get taken over by a big public company and then it sucks the fun and culture out of it, but that's not gonna happen. So, okay, so there you have it. Text or call us if you want to pick up this Light Jade truck. It's in stock now, ready to ship, every single option, snow white interior, and you can be like Mark Wahlberg. Light Jade, snow white, chrome trim, beautiful spec. And if you want something very unique and different, one of one, custom Bad Santa build with a black Napa leather interior with red stitching, one of one edition in stock, also for sale. Pebble Beach, inspired by a beautiful Carrera GT I saw in Monterey for Car Week in Pebble Beach. One of one as well, with a worn glove leather interior, every single option. Really, really nice. You drive this around, I drove this around Miami, guys. I don't care what kind of car you have, this is the one people look at. And I love valeting the car too, because it's just funny to me. I know it's gonna happen every single time. Number one, they're gonna park it up front. Number two, their eyes light up. The moment you pull into their peripheral view and they look at it and they start nodding and they got a thumbs up, I'm like, damn, right? But then, when they open the door, the funniest reaction, they're like, dude, what? And then here's the best part. The car sits up front next to the Ferraris and the Lamborghinis and the AMGs and McLarens, and everybody's looking at it. And when you go to leave, the valet just smiles at you, and they always say something like, damn, that's effing nice. And you're like, thanks. And they're like, what year is it? What year do you think it is? And you tell them it's 2025. They're perplexed. Best of both worlds, man. It could be better. We will make it better. And we'll make it better, by the way. We got a lot of plans to continue to push the envelope on making it better every day. We'll never be satisfied. And lastly, let me take you over to the other two that are for sale, in stock, ready to ship. That's your diamond blue, that's the GT silver. Oh, sorry. So this is a customer build. but this GT Silver, if you're in the Scottsdale area, Arizona, our partner Luxury Auto Collection will have this very soon. This is not like something we hope to finish every day. Moves to the next station. This station goes to test miles. Test miles goes to another inspection. Inspection goes in a punch list. Punch list goes into final detail, final inspection, prep, ship. Count the number of business days. Every single day we start one. Every single day we ship one to one lucky person somewhere in the world. The production numbers are extremely low compared to the mass-produced cars that are out there. And so you'll hardly ever see another one. But enough for us to refine our process and be big enough to matter. So here it is, boxwood green, lifted 35s, snow white interior, for sale. This one's going to Houston. If you want to move fast on it, we can facilitate a deal before it ships to Houston. It is for sale. So again, 3:50 p.m., text or call us, DM us on Instagram. You can buy one of these trucks, Pebble Beach, boxwood green, Bad Santa, light jade, or the Arcadian Blue, which is not for sale, but if you want to talk about it, let's talk about it, because it will be for sale. And in the meantime, I just want to give everybody who supports us, our people, our team, the families of our team members who have sacrificed a lot of time to make this happen, our vendors who understand what good looks like and don't mind being held to a high standard and perfection, guys like Juan, videographer, photographers, all behind the scenes making the magic happen. He was here since 11 p.m. Juan, what's going on? He was here since midnight last night shooting, right? Because why? Well, the vehicle has to ship. We could easily tell the customer, well, we need to shoot it. So instead, we shoot after it's done, and then we ship it. We want our customers to get the car on time. And this right here, Arcadian Blue, this will be down in Miami here soon. So not for sale right now, but if you just want it, then reach out to us and tell us, hey, when you're done with that, it's mine. And pretty much 21 days left. Maybe you can get it for Christmas too. So shoot us a text. And thank you to all our fans, because without you, we wouldn't exist. So I've now spoken nonstop for an hour and 58 minutes, but I just want to